Así.
We're layering up to walk through a notoriously gang-infested part of El Salvador's capital. The country's defense minister is our tour guide.
And this area especially was
very, 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 very dangerous area.
He said go back 3 or 4 years, and the folks who lived in this area didn't even want to look police and military in the eye.
If the bad guys know that some civilian people say hi to us, they kill them.
For decades, gang violence suffocated nearly all aspects of life in El Salvador. But now, walking these once deadly streets with the defense minister feels more like a victory parade. Handshakes, hugs, photos, even carrying babies. For some, even asking about the past brings out tears.
¿Es emocional para ti?
Sí, para mí sí. Solo uno sabe cómo estaba antes.
Only God knows what it was like here before, she says. Less than a decade ago, El Salvador was labeled the deadliest country in the world. Murders have since plummeted, according to government data, from more than 6,600 in 2015 to 154 last year. Life has seemingly returned to these streets.
Now I feel a little bit silly even having to wear this. The biggest threat is a slowdown in going to where you need to go because of taking photos and saying hi to people.
But how did it all change so quickly?
Bukele.
President Bukele.
Sí, protesto.
Most crediting Nayib Bukele, the country's president. In 2019, he came into office. His actions, controversial. Consolidating power, tightening his grip of control, and essentially eliminating any political opposition.
Le vamos a quitar todas sus pertenencias.
Under a state of emergency, more than 81,000 people arrested. Bukele even boasting that El Salvador now has the highest incarceration rate in the world. The government says the most hardened gang members end up here at the Terrorism Confinement Center. Government images from inside have been widely shared on social media. But most of those arrested are actually kept in facilities like these, a side of El Salvador's prison system few have seen.
You can actually see just over where we are, there's row after row after row.
This facility alone holds roughly 30,000 inmates. Prisoners are put to work, tasked with rehabilitating themselves and their country.
You can even see there's a police vehicle that they're working on.
We tour another facility where inmates are making government uniforms and building desks for local schools. Some inmates are sent into communities to help heal the nation by erasing parts of a painful past. President Bukele ordered the inmates to shatter gang tombstones.
So this is one of them here, and you can see this is all broken off. They're still buried here, and they still have a plot.
But any mention of their past gang affiliations and nicknames destroyed. Driving through the capital, we see kids playing. Parks packed with vendors and families, and lots of traffic. It all might seem normal. But locals stress to us, this is all new to them.
It's calm, pero antes no era así.
No, antes nadie lo visitaba uno.
Before, nobody
Ni mi
would
familia.
visit here, not even your own family.
Though feeling safer, this woman tells me the drastic changes have come at a devastating cost.
Me ayudaba, está detenido.
She's saying her son, who helps her normally financially, is in jail. So for her, yeah, it might be safer here, but economically, it's no better.
She says her son is being held at one of the work prisons we visited, but that he's innocent and has not been given the opportunity to defend himself. It's a claim many have made against the government. But the Bukele administration is adamant that they've taken lawful and necessary steps to liberate this country. We meet this woman who says she's been able to move in thanks to the changes.
And so for her to be here in this space now, to have a little business, she says has been a blessing.
Keeping the gangs out has meant military patrols at all hours. Though now, even the sight of armored trucks with flashing lights, surrounded by heavily armed soldiers, no longer intimidating for residents, so much as fascinating.
They're just curious and wanting to take a picture and video. of the inside of some of this military equipment.
Mr. President says, this is a miracle, he says. This is a miracle.
And perhaps, like a miracle, El Salvador's transformation has its skeptics and doubters. But most everyone we find here,
To be able to,
for now at least, devout believers, hopeful this change will last.
Gracias.
Bueno, a la orden. Sí, sí, cómo no, con gusto. Buenas noches, con permiso. Buenas noches.